Hey, are you burned out at work or out of shape or feeling anxious, maybe angry, or do you feel like you just go through life with absolutely no soul to it? You're probably not feeling that life or what they call that work-life balance thing. And I bet you think it's because you don't have enough time. And let's face it, everybody feels that way, that they don't have enough time. But I think it's really energy that we lack. And I found that being balanced in 4 key energy sources is really the key to my happiness and my overall productivity. So hi, I'm Susan Nascimento. I'm a corporate executive. I'm a top 1% graduate student from Pepperdine in management and leadership, and a mother of school-age twins, and a wife of almost 20 years. So I know what it's like to have to juggle all of these priorities and still try to find balance. If you're here right now and you're listening to this first, I just want to tell you I have a little bonus free content, and as a way to say thank you for watching in the beginning. If you want to get the 4 energy sources, I'm going to show you how to balance these out, your energy sources, then go to bit.ly/life balance number 1. So bit.ly/life balance number 1. And you can get an Excel tool that will give you kind of what you're going to see back here. Okay, so let's talk about, let me reveal those 4 energy sources that we talked about. The 4 energy sources in this order of importance too, by the way, is spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. Okay, so spiritual, this is not just religion, if that's what you're thinking. That could be what drives you. It does drive me, but what it also drives me is passion, purpose, a why to live. Do you like to give to charity and you're really into a charitable act? Those kinds of things is what makes up your spiritual energy account. When those things are deposited in your life, you feel like you have a lot in that account. The second account is your mental. Now, hold on for a second here. Let me back up. So you've got these 4 quadrants, right? What you want to do is take the 4 quadrants and you want to just give them a score on a scale of 1 to 10. How much would you your gut would say that you have in that account? You can see that this one, the spiritual, I've kind of put out the lines here that are, the 10 lines. This has a number 3. So it's got 3 layers of color, and you can get to kind of see that. So you do that for the rest of them, and this whole picture will then show you something in the end. Okay, so your next is your mental account. This is about focus, really, but not overusing your focus like we probably all kind of do. Well, not all of us, but if you're watching this, you might be one of those people that tends to overuse your focus. What you really need is that rhythmic rests and breaks in it. Otherwise, it's kind of like a muscle. When you work your bicep out, right? You really build it in the rest periods, not when you're building it. So mental is the same way. You build your mental account when you rest it, the yin and yang of it. Okay, then you've got physical. I'm going to bet you know what this is. This is your sleep, your fitness, and your nutrition. Okay, and just imagine here where there was a 4, and then your last account, emotional. What this is self-awareness. So self-awareness, it would be like, I know that I feel angry right now, for example. Not that I feel angry, but if you are able to actually label your emotion. The second would be self-control. So I feel angry. How do I control that so that I don't become, let's say, passive aggressive? Then third would be empathy. Wow, I feel that person feels angry or anxious. Like I kind of get it. I feel for them. The fourth would be interpersonal relationships. So being able to have that connection with somebody, and let's just say you're angry and they're happy. Like, how do you have a really good relationship? And then lastly, resilience. So what do you do when life throws you a hard ball and puts you into the valley feels like valley of death? How do you bounce back from that? How do you adapt and be flexible? So all of those things. So just imagine here, I put a number of 7 here. You can kind of see that. What I would love to know, if you're watching this live, or even if you're watching this later, let's say 48 hours, I'm going to start watching some of the comments. If you could just tell me, which energy source do you think you are the lowest and the highest in? Do you think you're the lowest or the highest in your spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional? Just tell me what you think your lowest and highest is. And if you're feeling pretty brave, tell me what you think your number is as well. Like why, if you say my lowest is spiritual because it's a 3 and my highest is, let's say, emotional because it's a 7, just kind of gives me a good idea of what kind of things you guys want to hear about and what areas. If you're still watching this right now, then I believe that you're probably very interested in what I'm talking about. And I would ask you to just share this information on your page or tag a friend if you don't want to put this out there like that. Anyhow, what you want to do is assess where you are in your energy and then kind of step back and take a look at it. And imagine this is a wheel of, like a car. If you saw that, you would see this wheel is kind of dented on 2 sides. So you would impact that driving experience. It would feel out of whack and really bumpy. And that's what makes you out of balance in that way. But the good news is that if you improve, let's just say your physical account, it impacts all the other accounts. They're all interrelated, dependent upon each other. So imagine like physical, let's say you go, I'm going to work 30 minutes more, and I'm just going to sacrifice my sleep, right? Well, that impacts your mental account. So it really impacts all of them. So what you want to do is get to a very round wheel, and you want it to have color as well. The more color, the better. I strive for 8s in my accounts. If I get an 8, I am like, awesome. Anything above that is just icing on the cake to me. I'm not striving for perfection. I'm just striving for really overall balance and letting it grow. Okay, so that's it for this session. I want to remind you that if you came in late and you missed the free bonus I offered, just rewatch the beginning portion and get ready to feel more balanced. I'm going to talk about spirituality, your account, like how to get this account better up in your next broadcast. And then we'll go through all the others as well. So I want you to know that ultimately you're going to feel like the athletes, the surgeons, the soldiers, or the C-level executives like Sheryl Sandberg, the COO at Facebook, or Richard Branson, the CEO of Virgin. They all rely on energy management versus time management to achieve their goals. And so I look forward to seeing you at my next broadcast. If you want to hear it, make sure you like me in the end. Thanks. Bye. Peace.